Welcome to a brand new episode of the Lone Coat Mafia podcast, the internet's most hated mafia-themed geek podcast. It is I, the Reverend Godfather, the show's main host and frontman, and I just want to tell you that this week is our live broadcast that we did from Martinsburg Public Library's Comic-Con event that happened this past Saturday. We had a blast. Big Candy was there, and we had fun with doing a lot of shenanigans and just friendly ribbing with Josh from Victims and Villains. Links to his show would be in the description down below, or where you get the podcast, so it'll be in the show description. Not to mention, we met with Teddi. Where's her business card? I have it right here. Teddi from Etched In Darkness. We had fun speaking with her, and her links to her stuff and her where to get, look for her book and stuff will be down in the description. Not to mention, we spoke to one interesting individual. We spoke to, I won't pick up his name. We spoke to Joe from Wonderment Puppet Theater here in Martinsburg. Why? Because his geek is puppetry. He started his own puppet theater business here in town. And as an advocate of all things geek, it was imperative not just to speak to someone who is an independent author whose writing is their geek. It's imperative to speak to someone like Joe whose geek and interest lies in puppetry. That's what we were advocating. That's what the main thing we are promoting with our show this past weekend at the Comic-Con event here in Martinsburg. So I'm going to stop right now. I am going to drop that live episode right now. That's right, folks. We are live here at the Martinsburg Comic-Con, doing a pot off with Josh from Victims and Villains. He thinks he's so cool with his one mic and phone and hooking it up that way. He thinks he's all that, folks. That's right, all that, but in reality, he's not all that, but got to give credit where credit's due to the fact that he is for suicide preventing with that charitable cause out there. We got to give a man credit where credit is due, even though he thinks he's better trying to do one man, one phone. Well, we got one mic, one laptop, using our workhorse mic that we've been using for 4 years, folks. It's been here since the beginning that I've been trying, and since I'm not just here by myself, I have Big Candy here with us today. What do you think about the Martinsburg Library's Pop Culture / Comic-Con?
It's actually a good time. There's a lot of people here, a lot of costumes, a lot of people having fun, doing things, getting faces painted, lots of things to buy, lots of things to look at, and lots of people to talk to.
And is it different? Was it completely different than what you expected it to be?
Yes, I thought nobody was going to show up. It was going to be kind of weird, but it turns out it's actually fun.
That's right. We're doing, as you can tell, folks, we are doing things. This is not like last year when we were inside, ladies and gentlemen. We are outside, so you're hearing all types of vehicles out here. And the man that's bugging our booth is none other than Josh himself from Victims and Villains. Despite all the harassment we give each other, we are a great bunch of people and everything else. So we cannot give him too much flack, but we will give him flack when we can. See what I mean, folks? This is what you get when you record live at the Martinsburg Public Library.
The horde of motorcycles headed to Winchester.
Right. At least they're doing their.
Inside when they roll by.
Oh, at least that's good. As of this, you can probably check out our YouTube channel just by going to youtube.com, searching for the Lone Coat Mafia podcast. While you're there, hit that subscribe button and see our beautiful Martinsburg Public Library con videos that we have, quite possibly, by the time you all hear this, have put out. There's one motorcycle. Nope. It's somebody in a rice burner. That's right. In a very...
Mobile farmcade.
Right. Because we not only did a walkthrough of the Martinsburg Comic Con, we also got Jim Crut's zombie panel. That's right, he did a whole history of zombies in movies. It's a nice 20-minute long deep dive, and who knows, I might strip the audio out of it for those of you who strictly listen to our podcast, so you can hear it that way and save it for a later date. So, what else we might have today and speak to today, despite me and Josh, or us here at the Long Coat Mafia podcast, the constant pot off with Josh from Victims of Ings, a great podcast. The links to his show will be in our description down below, or where our show descriptions are pinned on Facebook, and not so much on Twitter though. But not so on Twitter. But when we do stuff on Instagram and especially Facebook, when we share, try to promote our show, especially this week's show, his show links will be in the descriptions down below. So, we want to pause right here.
I've taken over, and it's.
Josh is taking over the show, folks. What's going to happen when I walk away and talk Borderlands with another fan?
All right, let's do a Human Centipede review.
You never go ass to mouth. Hello everyone, we're back again. Despite all the fun hijinks that we have been doing today with Josh from Victims and Villains, links will be in the description as always. Now you can also, if you want, find them where podcasts are found. But here with me today is
Teddi Johnson.
And what do you do
Well, we are the publishing company Etched In Darkness. I am also half of the writing team, T.W. Johnson.
And what have you been putting out as of recently as content for what you do?
For T.W. Johnson, it's an epic fantasy world, and we just released a short story to help introduce our main character that's coming out this fall.
And what makes your character so special?
Well, one of the things that we get a lot of complaints about that we've heard is female leads in fantasy tends to also mean all of the men around her are weak, and we don't think that should be the case. There's no reason that you can't have strong female and strong male characters together. She's also not your typical person. She's a little bit of a hedonist, she's a little bit of an addict, has her issues, is okay with that because that's what makes her her.
What time period does this character take place in?
It is strictly a straight fantasy world. A lot of people would think like J.R.R. Tolkien. It's fantasy based with elves and humans, and there's a world war that they're recovering from. Dwarves, some of the dwarves.
So I don't want to make the comparison, but is it a little bit like how Red Sonja is?
Could be. A little bit more, because her male counterparts were also strong characters. They didn't need to be support, 100%. They were individuals in their own right, and that's missing in a lot of literature. We also push the edge with a lot of our writing. We don't make traditional. There's no stereotype because we don't need it.
Have you seen flack in regards to that?
We have. I had one of the early ARC reviewers didn't like the hedonistic part of her. I mean, her character is designed to help maintain balance, and sometimes that means doing bad things, sometimes that means doing good things. It also means that she's intended to have a short life, so she gets all she can out of it because every day might be her last. And that's her job. She's known that since she was a child.
So, without giving any spoilers, obviously you plan to take this character along for the ride for over several years. Without hinting at any spoilers or anything like that, where do you see this character heading over the next couple of years?
Well, we have the trilogy set, which is all going to be based around hunting down an ultimate evil, which, you have to have an ultimate bad person. They all do. But her stories, because she is also going to be the longest living of her kind, which is going to be the rarity. And I'm okay with people knowing that she's going to be the longest living of her type, that she knows it.
You might have mentioned this. Is there anything other than being the longest living and female? I want to try to make that analog. Is there going to be something special about her? And please forgive the comparison. Kind of like with Vin Diesel's character from his fantasy, Pitch Black. Is he going? She going to have a special ability like
She
his?
does. She does.
His special ability is sun. Grant, I'm just saying she
You
again.
picked an excellent one because I love the Pitch Black series and him in it. Yes, her special. One of the things that's different is in a lot of fantasy worlds you have your magic you get from the gods, and you have the magic you get from the earth. This world is no different. She, however, has a melding of both, and that creates an element of being able to twist magic in ways that hasn't been done before.
So in essence, in her world, she's not really a demigod.
Nope. She is definitely mortal. But when she finds all the parts of her, which are in other people, most people don't meet them, she can have the potential to live a very long time. But no, she is not a demigod. She is very mortal, has a lot of the weaknesses of a mortal. My husband's constantly getting mad because he says I kill off all the good people he falls in love with. So that might be a little bit of a spoiler. There's
So in a way, there's almost granted. Please, folks out there, there is Teddi. Sorry.
It's all right.
Has a short story out to that's a prequel.
Yep.
To this trilogy. I have yet to read it. When we have Teddi on further as the story comes on, I'll be happy to have you on when the story comes out to help promote and all that. Hopefully by then I'll read the short story
I hope so.
When doing so, I'll better understand the character and where it's coming from. Where was I going with this? I had a thought. This is what happens when you get up early. I'm not a morning person.
Oh, I'm totally with you. I got up before 1 p.m. How did I do that?
Screw you and your... You're one of those people.
I could reach him.
Josh, do my leg work, beat his ass. Wait a minute. Erica, do my leg work, beat his ass. I'll give you $1. Beat his ass.
Him.
Beat his ass. I'll give you $1. I don't care, just beat his ass. But we're just trying to have some fun today, but
can't take this serious.
no, we're not. Again, where was I going? The character, obviously, will have her flaws.
Oh, yeah.
She's not going to be that perfect. What I was going is in essence, from what you said, there's going to be a lot of deaths in this storyline. So, is it going to be? I'm not going to say exactly but it's going to be George R.R. Tolkien, Martin-esque, meaning that no one, or The Walking Dead-esque, where no one is really safe.
No one is ever safe. And it's not even just our writing that causes that. Sometimes these characters have been in our heads for years, and sometimes they don't do what we tell them to do.
And folks out there that might be listening to this, Teddi is an independent author, so it's not like I'm sure you could probably find these books on Amazon when they come out.
Yep.
So supporting Barnes & Noble is going to be carrying the books as well. Supporting an independent author is, even though folks out there, if you want to listen, get by Terry Brooks or Stephen King or John Grisham. If you want to buy those authors, fine. Yes, they're established and they're great authors in their own right. But I do encourage all of you out there to find an independent author like Teddi and explore something that's new outside your box, because you don't know what exactly you're getting into. Now, as stated in our video a couple of times, that you do have 11 by 17 prints for sale. Links, I think I have one of your cards at the house. I'll snag another card off there, and I'm sure you can buy these prints off a website. We got the smaller print because for us it was budgetary reasons, but there are great quality prints for the price. So there's something for everyone for their budget. And let me just say, the 11 by 17s for the price is a wonderful price for them. Again, check out the links below, and we'll try to keep in touch with Teddi in regards to this.
I can send you the UBL for that one. It's online. It's available online already, the Twiceborn. I'll send you the UBL, and people can go to their favorite store.
Okay.
Which I recommend Barnes & Noble. But that's because we like them better.
We don't have any gripes with Barnes & Noble in any way, shape, or form. We hope that they were still in our area, but they are not. Granted, at the time we were Walden Books folks, but still.
Yep, that was also a good one.
But that was just us. But what's it like? I should be asking this with a lot of independent authors. What are the hardships of being an independent author, other than trying to get yourself known and out there?
The marketing, getting people to try something new that they haven't heard of is difficult. That's actually why we started Etched In Darkness, so we could form a group to we want the local authors to not just be local authors. We want to find those local authors and have them be national authors. There's no reason that they should only be stuck online with one place and have to run to all these stores to get their books. I want to get our local people in Barnes & Noble. I want to get them in bookstores. I want to get them in libraries. That's our goal. And that's what we're going to continue to work for.
And it's a great thing, and it's been wonderful to have you on. It's great to have somebody different. And
Wolf's going to be mad he wasn't here.
What?
Wolf's going to be mad he wasn't here, and he's going to be surprised I didn't curse a lot.
Hi, Maddie.
So
again, it's been wonderful to have you on, and I hope to have you on again. And folks out there, this is why we try to do live events, even though there's been a breeze a little bit here today. We like doing live events. That way we could have an initial interview with someone like Teddi here, and that way when it's time for her to be on officially, when her books come out, we could schedule her in a more quieter place, and an easier place to get to, like the Daily Grind here in Martinsburg, West Virginia, where they serve wonderful coffee. That's not Starbucks. But
I agree with that.
So we'll hope to see you too and get in touch with you again.
I look forward to it. Like I said, my husband's going to be so glad I didn't use any curses.
We would allow you to curse up a storm if you wanted to.
I was raised by around cops and military, so I toss like one. I can't help it.
Folks out home are familiar with our Podcasting 101 panel. We have stated that's one of our rules, that if the person that we have on, even though we didn't tell you, it's one of our rules. You're allowed to curse up a storm if
when it's appropriate.
If we allow you to do so if you wanted to, meaning if your form of vulgarity is that of a dock worker on Saturday night, you're allowed to do so. But if your definition of vulgarity is that of either Ned Flanders or Mr. Rogers, you're more than happy to do that as well. The only aspect that we have hardship is hate speech or those types of wording without being an educational format. And a lot of folks kind of give us a look is that in our past catalog, for those new listeners out there, we did a few years ago a interview. It was the first time she was on our show. She's transgender, and after the crossover episode part of the show, we did a questions for someone who is trans but afraid to ask.
Right.
And that being said, a lot of the things that we spoke were can be considered hate speech and derogatory words.
That's a way to educate.
And it was a way to educate those who are not familiar with the trans community. So that's what that rule was for, and the only exception to.
Yeah, because that's the only way that it's going to get out there.
So again, folks, we're outside, so we do apologize for the wind. So I will let Teddi get back to her booth. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hard to hug around a mic, otherwise that would.
Hey folks, I'm back again with a very interesting fellow who's been a part of Martinsburg for a good decade plus. He runs the Wonderment Puppet Theater, and for the folks at home or out there on the internet, could you state who you are? And
I am Joe Santoro, the owner and puppeteer and creative mind of this amazing enterprise. So we think.
How did you get into puppetry?
I love puppetry. First of all, I teach puppetry. I taught puppetry, you know. And actually, I taught special ed for the longest time. And a long story short, way back when, I was teaching special ed and I was using puppetry in the classroom, you know, to teach a lesson. So one day a parent comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you do birthday parties?" And I said, no. She says, "Come on over to the house and do something for the kids with your puppet." I said, "All right." So I did. I sang happy birthday, did a couple of jokes here and there, and she handed me $35. Could you believe it? And I said, I looked at the puppet, I looked at $35. I said, "I think there's something going on here." And that's how it got started.
But what was your draw to, other than what made you draw to puppetry in a punk?
Yeah, no one just wakes up and says, "I'm going to be a puppeteer." No, I was an artist for the longest time, which I still am. I paint, I draw, whatever. Of course, you know, you can't really sell art. You know, I mean, you can't make a living out of art. And then I sang music. I did music for a while. Of course, you can't make money doing music, you know. And not much anyway. And one thing led to another. I sort of putzing around with puppets, and I said, "Wait a minute. With a painting, if I sell the painting, it's gone, right? With a puppet show, I can reuse a puppet show over and over and over and still get paid for it."
Do you make your own puppets?
I make everything. I write the scripts. I do everything. And I have my buddy Mike here. He's been with me for years, and he helps me out at the theater.
How long does it take to make a new puppet?
Well, that all depends. A complete show from beginning to end could take up to a year. That comes from thought, writing the script, redoing the script, getting people together, editing, redoing it over and over and over again, designing the puppet. About a year, give or take.
Do you use traditional hand puppets, or do you use marionettes as well? Or are they classified as two different things?
Yep. There's hand puppets, there's stick puppets, there's mouth puppets, there's all kinds of puppets. I'm a one-man puppet show, or one-person puppet show to be correct. And I use stick puppets, because stick puppets, if you can imagine a stick with a ball on top of it, and then of course you decorate it. So with a stick puppet, I can switch hands. With a hand puppet, you can't switch hands. And with a stick puppet, you can do 360s. You can turn the puppet around and so on. And with stick puppets, I can make an apparatus where I can put 3 or 4 puppets on a stick joint and hold up the puppets, if you can imagine that. And I got 3 puppets up at the same time, or as many puppets.
Or to kind of memorize the confusion, stick puppets are different than a ventriloquist dummy, or is it a similar thing?
Yeah, stick puppet. Yeah, matter of fact, vents can use any kind of puppets they want. I've seen them use just a regular mouth puppet. I've seen them use just anything, any kind of inanimate objects. You know, anything could be done today. I mean, traditionally, with like the Edgar Burden puppets and stuff that they were traditional. You know, Jerry Mahoney. I don't know if you remember Jerry Mahoney. And Knucklehead Smith. Oh man, you know.
I think a lot of folks today are more familiar with Jeff Dunham. Because he's even though he's been a hard worker over the past many years, he's recently come into fame.
Yes, he did.
But there have been a vast number of ventriloquists over the past 30, 40, even longer than that. But since I'm just a young buck myself, probably compared to you guys, but he's probably in the most recent memory to today's generation being famed. But there's been many, many others.
What's that guy that did Jerry Mahoney? He did the voice of Tigger. Who's the guy that did the voice of Tigger?
Oh.
Paul Winchell. Paul Winchell was the granddaddy of ventriloquism. I mean, if you see some of his stuff on YouTube, the guy's amazing. He's incredible. And of course, he did a lot of caricatures and stuff. But if you get his humor was incredible. Jerry Mahoney had Knucklehead Smith. They had all kinds of characters that he did. And he actually was so clever. He actually designed heart valves for doctors and stuff. That's how manipulative he was with these little intricate designs and stuff.
So you have this business. I've seen you, the few trips that I've been down to Winchester, I've seen you promoting your theater. I've seen you all over every now and again, parades and everything else, with your marionettes and your characters pony. I think you do a wonderful job. Right. You should. I don't know how much business you get in town in regards to everything. You don't have to tell me, but I think you should probably have more. More people
come down and bring their kids. And you know what? You don't even have to bring your kids. We got a lot of people from Washington that come over. Couples that just come in and say, "Hey, we just want to see a show. We want to have a good time." And you know what? It is a good time. And it's not just a show for kids. My shows. I don't know if you ever seen any of my shows. My shows are designed for everybody, because I got to sit there and listen to it over and over again, so I have to be entertained.
I think that's what probably even though I've seen your business, probably discouraged me from coming in. Oh, it's just for kids.
Oh, big. That's a big myth. No, it's not for kids. Puppetry is not for kids. My puppets, my theater is not. It's for everyone. Everyone that walks in there, go on TripAdvisor, Wonderment Puppet Triple, you see all my reviews, and all these adults and parents, people just walk and say, it was a great experience. It's not just a show, because there's a lot of hands-on things going on before and after the show. The whole theater is
I think I saw someplace in regards to your business that it's also a little bit of a museum as well.
It's not a museum, because it started out as a museum, but then I said people are tired of looking at things. That's kind of boring, So everything is hands-on.
So it's an interactive
theater. I mean, and the show is interactive too. The people are interacting with the theater and with the shows, and I interact with the shows. And my people that come into the shows are my guests. They're not just customers, they're guests. And I'm here to entertain them. I'm here to make sure they have a good time. And if they're not having a good time, I make sure they have a good time. Make sure they leave with a smile on their face.
And I'm folks. After this, I'm gotta get a chance gotta go in and get a chance to see this for myself.
It's one-of-a-kind theater. We're the only physical theater in West Virginia. Could you believe it?
Folks, that means you come on down. It's a good reason to come to Martinsburg, despite the fact that Martinsburg, and at least my opinion, doesn't really advertise a lot of things that goes down.
We are the #1 attraction according to TripAdvisor in Martinsburg. Not that we have much competition, but we still are #1. We have the Roundhouse, we have the Children's Museum, a few other things, but we're still #1.
So I hate to rush things. I am happy to have you guys on. Folks, check them out if you're in the Martinsburg area. Please. What are your hours?
My hour, we do shows Saturday and Sunday, and a matinee right at 1 o'clock.
So while you guys and gals out there listening, you heard it here first. Come on down, especially on the weekend. Check them out. I'm happy to have these gentlemen on telling you about their business.
Gentlemen, where? Who?
Yeah, that's our show.
This is not a gentleman's show.
Again, I'm happy to have you guys.
Oh, my pleasure.
Folks, nice meeting you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot. And thanks for listening, whoever's listening out there. And come on by and say hello. Thanks.
Hey, folks, it's about 3:15 right now. The con's going to be winding down. We're just going to do this because the costume contest is about to happen. We want to at least film some of that for you guys at home on YouTube. But one of the things I want to cover is that one of the news things that came out is that a lot of celebrities are Walking Dead celebrities are distancing themselves greatly from Walker Stalker. And from what I've gotten out of the fans that have gone that they didn't really want to get on record who they were, but they wanted to tell me the reason why fans and the celebrities are distancing themselves is because Walker Stalker has been doing a lot of dickish stuff. For example, is that they could have Norman Reedus as a guest, and what they do, instead of the Norman's photo fee being, let's say, $50, Walker Stalker would jack it up to $60, $80, $100, pocket half, and give Norman the rest. And a lot of dickish stuff, or a line would start early to see, again, to use nothing against Norman at all. We're sure Norman Rickus is a very kind Reedus. Is a very nice gentleman, but a line could start up to see him, and Walker Stalker could come in and say, nope, sorry, the line is starting over here. Guess what, you guys are no longer in line anymore. Goodbye. Besides, we capped it. Kind of like how Wizard World Philly used to do a lot of this dickish moves. That's why a lot of folks, I just wanted to briefly cover it before things started up here. And because it's kind of ending right now, how do you think, what are your thoughts on today's event?
I mean, I had a really good time. I thought it was a lot better than, I guess, how it seemed before, but then I think last year was kind of, the first thing. I think this was a little bit more organized, and the people that showed up were fantastic. You got some really great content today.
I just think it needed to be promoted a little bit more.
I think so, but for what it was good.
Right.
To be honest with you, it was a nice little event they had today, so, they're about to start the state, so we probably want to wrap it up.
Yeah, stay tuned for a cut from me with the closing information. So take care, and for those of you who've shown up today, glad to have seen you, glad to have met you, and take care. Welcome back, everyone. I do apologize for the audio quality of this. There was not much due to weather and us trying to make sure we were heard, so we had to get kind of a little bit close to the mic. There was wind at the time, which kind of interrupted the sound a little bit. There's not much we could have done about that because we were outside. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, the weirdness, the energy, the fun that was behind it, and special thanks to everybody that was on the show that was willing to sit down with us and speak to us, including Teddi, Joe, everybody that did, and all of you out there that did come to the show and to speak with us, to hear what we had to say, and hear us tell all of you about our show. And speaking of which, you could always join in the conversation, reply to us, and everything else by either emailing us at longcoatmafia@gmail.com. We will read your emails on air. We are also on Facebook. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/The Longcoat Mafia Podcast. We're on Twitter. You can DM us on Twitter and Instagram. Both have the same handle, which is Longcoat Mafia. We are on Facebook. You would have to search for us on Facebook because we don't have enough subscribers to have a custom name for our channel yet. Just search for the Longcoat Mafia Podcast. We do come up, and while you're there, please hit that subscribe button because there are going to be times we'll put YouTube exclusive videos up, and we also recommend hitting that like button for our Facebook page as well, because there are going to be times like this past event, we're going to be putting up Facebook exclusive videos due to possible copyright issues that those on YouTube tend to dish out. So please subscribe to one and like the other because of that. And let's see what else. We do have a Mixer.com channel, or channel, if you will, if they want to describe that. Mixer is like a game streaming channel. It's mixer.com/LCMP, and those letters are all in caps. We do have a Twitch channel. It is twitch.tv/Longcoat Mafia Pod, or PD. We will put all the links to everything are in our show description. We do hope that if you wish to listen to us on YouTube, you're more than happy to. We do have our episodes, as always, available on iTunes/Apple Podcasts. iTunes is if you want. For the time being, if you still want to listen to us on your desktop or laptop computer, you can do so for the time being on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, And you could stream our episodes if you don't if there is some reason why you can't listen to us on a personal internet connected computer at your home. You can still listen to our shows through our main website at thelongcoatmafia.podbean.com and stream their episodes at your local library, where most I say at least probably 95% of local libraries in this country offer free internet connection, and you can listen to us streaming on our website with headphones on, because you have to be polite to others. Please do so. Stream us there. Listen to while you're surfing Facebook, applying for whatever position that your heart desires, or just enjoying the internet. Listen to us on our main page. That's why we have streaming available on our main page, and all the episodes are available for you to listen to, going all the way back to our very first episodes, because right now we are still kind of in that celebratory leading up to our 4th year anniversary. But going back to the mobile aspect, if you have a internet connected smartphone, we are available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, plus the Podbean app. And in most cases, you could stream us. You could still find a lot of our episodes on our website, again, which is thelongcoatmafia.podbean.com. And please enjoy us. Again, please email us in regards to what you think, or comment in regards to what you think that our show is doing and your thoughts and stuff. We're happy to include you in part of the conversation. And I hope if you came out to see us this weekend, we were happy to see you. If we missed you for whatever reason, due to the fact that we were dealing with promoting the show, we're sorry that we missed you, but still, we would like to meet you. We will be this upcoming Saturday, June 29th, at the ECRBO. I think I'm probably wrong acronym, but either way, it's a Bigfoot convention down in Waynesboro, Virginia. We'll be down there doing a lot of coverage down there, pretty much kind of similar to what we were doing this past Saturday. Oh yeah! And next month in July 27th, we will be at the 4-State Punk Rock Flea Market here in Martinsburg, West Virginia, promoting ourselves once again, getting interviews, walking toward the whole 9 yards. We, in the span of what would be a span of a month, we're giving you a lot of stuff. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. Hit that like button there. Share our stuff on Facebook. Get the word out. Let us beat the moving goalpost that Facebook puts out there for us. But if you listen to us on or watch our videos on YouTube, help us beat that YouTube algorithm and that moving goalpost that even YouTube puts out there, by sharing those links, sharing our stuff out there to everyone. Not to mention, if you follow us on Twitter, I forgot about Twitter. Yeah, I did say we're on Twitter. It is Longcoat Mafia. If you follow us on Twitter, don't forget to retweet us out there. That way, more word of our show gets out there. To us, if you're new listening and you were there this past Saturday, remember, Mafia for us means family. If you're listening to us, you are family to us, and because we are part of, we do agree most heartedly with victims and villains and the message that Josh always puts out. If by some strange reason you're feeling so out there that your mind goes to wanting to commit suicide, please, I implore you to seek out help. Do not do it. There are resources to help you out there. Speak to a pastor if need be, a doctor. There are hotlines out there. Please use that national hotline that's out there. Please do it. We encourage you all to do that. Mental health affects everyone. Please, if you know somebody that's suffering, help them seek help, because every life matters out there. Everyone matters, no matter what. So, that be the case, I'm going to head on out. I'll see you guys and gals next week to bring even more content. I got to rest up. This has been one hell of a weekend, and take care. I'm going to be doing this next weekend. Oh, man, I'm going to have fun. So, take care. Stay tuned. A lot of great stuff out there to bring all of you. So take care. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the Longcoat Mafia Podcast, the internet's most hated and mafia-themed geek podcast.